South Dakota voters are likely to consider two different approaches to expanding Medicaid in November. But while there will be two different approaches, advocates for both say that the goal is basically the same. Our Austin Goss talked to supporters for both and has our story from Pierre.
South Dakota is one of 12 states in the union who has not expanded Medicaid coverage under the Affordable Care Act. But in November, voters will likely have two chances to change that.
I think that what we're trying to do is create two paths forward for the voters. And I think they complement each other. They don't distract from each other.
And while those two choices would in theory expand access to Medicaid to about 42,000 working-age South Dakotans, they are different in their approaches. South Dakotans Decide Healthcare, backed by the state's three major healthcare providers, would expand Medicaid by constitutional amendment. Dakotans for Health, founded by former Senate candidate Rick Weiland, would introduce it as an initiated measure. The American Heart Association is one of the organizations pushing for the expansion behind South Dakotans Decide Healthcare.
We also have a history of our legislators and elected officials messing with the will of the people. We believe the constitutional approach is the best approach. It gives South Dakota voters the opportunity to make their voices heard in November. And it also helps to ensure that the voters of South Dakota will be able to access what they vote for.
But Weiland, who also originally supported a constitutional amendment, says voters have been more reluctant to support a constitutional amendment historically, something to keep in mind with Amendment C looming.
People that might be philosophically opposed to changing the Constitution, which we've seen historically exists, those folks may want to pass Medicaid, but if they don't want to change the Constitution, there's another path for them to support.
Despite the two different approaches, representatives from both organizations say that they want South Dakotans to vote for both. In Pierre, I'm Austin Goss.